Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Humankind. So before we get started in today's episode, a couple corrections from previous videos. So the first one is I said that there was no way for you to delete your own cities, and it actually turns out that is not true. There's something I didn't know about, is that when it comes to the ransacking ability, you can ransack your own stuff. I was not aware of that because I'd never tried to ransack my own things, and so therefore you could ransack one of your own cities if you wanted to. So if we wanted to like come over here and ransack Thebes, that would be possible, and it would destroy the city there. So absorbing a city into another one is not the only way to get rid of a city. You can also ransack them. Ransacking, of course, would result in, it's probably not the better option, because that would result in you losing not just all the buildings that you've constructed, which you'd lose if you're absorbing the city as well, but you would also lose the population there, which you do not lose that when you're absorbing. All the population from that city goes into the city that's absorbing that one. So you would lose the population, but it is one way to completely wipe out a city. And this is something you might want to do if you're taking over a city from somebody. We didn't take any cities from her last war, so we didn't have to deal with this. But when you take cities, they have like a period where they're very, very unstable. They're being influenced culturally and religiously by the other country, and they got to build their stability up, and it just seems like it takes forever as well. So sometimes you'll have like a lot of rebellions that come out of newly conquered cities, especially if they're like really big cities. So the population will leave the city and then go out as a rebel unit that you'll have to fight. And so sometimes it's probably better to just destroy the newly conquered city and build a new one. I don't know, because yeah, you're gonna have a bunch of issues with them. I guess it depends on what's all built in the city. And as I mentioned before, newer cities sometimes are better than older cities, since you get all those buildings constructed in them immediately. So yeah, that might be a viable option when you conquer new cities. The second thing I wanted to correct was about one of the wonders here, the mausoleum. I was reading this wrong and also confusing it with another wonder that you get later in the game. So it says 1% science per district on city or outpost. I was reading that as 1% science per outpost or city, so basically per territory is the way I was looking at that. So that is not the case. That is actually per district. Now there's another wonder from a much later period that does give the 1% bonus per territory, though it's not based on the territories connected to that one city. It's like all of your territories will give your, I don't know if it's your empire or just a capital city, like a 1% bonus for each one of your territories. And so that one's, the one I was probably thinking of here. This one does it per district in that city. So that would make it quite a bit more powerful than I had said. With districts, with territories, we were only going to get like 3% total. But if you count up the districts, you can see we got a lot more districts. I mean, we have like 3 here. That's 4, 5. Yeah, that's the Egyptian pyramid, so that'd be 5. And then you got to count all the ones over here. That's like 6, 7. And that might be it. No, you got a couple over here as well, so that's like 8. So yeah, they're going to get like 8%. And I don't know if the main plaza is counted as a district. It might be, in which case you'd get 11%. So 8 to 11% is what you're going to get, so much higher than what I stated. So early game, that would be helpful because you don't really have buildings that are increasing the science by like 10% until a little bit later. So that'd be helpful. It's probably lackluster for wonder still. 10%. That's not that much when you consider some of the benefits you get from other wonders. But in the mid to late game, that could become incredibly powerful. You could be getting like 30% or more for science because you have so many districts attached to your city. So yeah, I think not 30 districts in one city, but between all your territories connected to that city. So that could be pretty powerful in mid to late game. So I just read that wrong. So I did want to make a correction on that one as well. So yeah, let's go to end our turn, guys. We're going to be getting the statue of Zeus, our wonder. So speaking of wonders, we just got one completed here. Everybody's super happy here. We got some fireworks going. It looks really nice as well, especially in this location here. I'm glad we didn't build it with the back facing, even if it would have been a better location some of these other places. I like that we can look at it this way, since we're always looking at the map from this direction. Anytime you rotate it, just goes right back. So I like that we're looking at the frontier. Got some camels out here. I don't know if I mentioned this in previous videos. I feel like I did.
Are full of questionable morality.
But if you hover your mouse over an animal, then you can watch them run away. Again, I feel like I mentioned this once before. But yeah, it's just kind of a cool little detail that's in the game. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our units moving and attacking, remember we have 2 enemy units that we have to deal with over here. These are those independent peoples that we have a problem with right here. And so we have one army of 4 spearmen, 4 spearmen, and then the army that's mostly archers. And I don't think we're going to be able to stop them from ransacking here because I believe it would be more than 1 turn. Yeah, it'd be more than 1 turn, unfortunately. So we could gang up on these guys, but I don't think that's necessary. I would prefer to start moving towards attacking them. So we're going to move this unit over here to attack those independent peoples. And then this army here would be attacking those ones, and that would be this turn. So we'll get everything moved first. Now, I'm not entirely sure where our enemy went. The Persians, her army, she had one right around here. She must be going through here. I just hope she doesn't ransack anything. The reason why she can move through our actual cities here, rather than just the outpost territories, the reason why she can move through these ones is because of the fact that she's an expansionist. So, I don't know if we can look at it here.
How
Yeah.
do you do?
So you can see that she's an expansionist, and the abilities of an expansionist, one of them is that they can always trespass. So that's the reason why she can move through here. Somebody noted how it was, really funny and historical how we as the Greeks are fighting the Persians. That's our main enemy right now. Yeah, I do think that's pretty interesting. So we want to move everybody else. Is this all we have left? We have 2 idle cities, so we're going to get them building some stuff because they're both working on that statue of Zeus. So over here, we could use more stability. It's going up by 10% because of the statue of Zeus. We could also use more stone walls. Again, my only issue here was the fact that it's not a very defensive location, and we saw that in the that previous episode where we had to fight the siege here. If we had been up here somewhere, or even up along here where we could have got some high ground bonuses, I think we might have been able to win that siege because, those 2 infantry units, we almost destroyed them. And the archer, we could easily destroy that once there's nobody defending that unit. And the cavalry unit can't attack the walls. So if we had destroyed the 2 infantry units, then they wouldn't have been able to do much for the siege besides shoot us with the archers. And so we might have been able to win the siege if we had been up here. Because again, this is just not a good location defensively. And that's really the only issue here. So what we might want to do is get some stone walls soon to try and make this a better location. But before we do that, we were building this here, and unfortunately it got stopped when the city got taken. We did lose all progress on that. We should be putting all of our population, the 1 population that we have, into food, so we can try and get that city built up again. And then let's go and attack over here. Oh wait, we got 1 more city. And we already know what we're going to be constructing here. We want to get the iron mine. So let's go ahead and get that going. It's only going to be 1 turn, and then we'll have access to iron and can upgrade our warriors. So we'll actually do that with this character more than likely right before he goes into battle here. But we're not going to wait for this battle. I feel pretty confident we'll be able to win here. It might pull in this unit here, and then they could act as reinforcements. Yeah, it looks like they're in the field here. I don't think they are, which is kind of a bummer because then we could have got them engaged in the conflict too and just had 1 big battle. Maybe if I attacked this way instead, that might have worked. And then we could have stopped them. It's too late now, though. So let's go and do the manual battle and figure out where we want to deploy our troops. So obviously you should be up here with any range units. We could also stay in the back here. That would work as well, since this would block them off from attacking us. Because we do have a heavy ranged army here. Half of our units are ranged. And then we have the warriors, and we have the hoplites. As far as which one should be in which province, I'm going to switch these 2 out here. Now, we're going to change this up because I think one of their spearmen will end up coming up around here and then attacking us. And yes, they would get the river penalty, but we'd have the forest penalty here. But I'd prefer to try and keep them from attacking our archers if possible. And what we could do is put this archer here so it can still fire, and then they had to wrap around here, which would be very slow for them to do since they can only move 1 tile at a time because, us having them locked down there. And then instead we could put the warrior here so they can't get to this archer. I think that's the better way to do this. So let's go to enter deployments, although one issue here is the crossing river penalty. Okay, so you know what? We'd want to move down pretty much as soon as we can. Yeah, I think we'd want to move down. They'll probably deploy somebody there. I think they actually have to deploy in every single one of these locations, don't they? All right, so we have the river penalty, but we also have the height penalty here, or bonus. So I guess there's that. All right, let's go ahead and enter deployments. Remember, we get to strike first since we attacked them. Thinking the other 2 units are right here. Let's go ahead and shoot this unit with the archers. And then this guy will shoot this one with the archers. He's going to do a lot more damage here. Okay, so yeah, we'll attack this one here. There we go. 41 damage, that's not bad at all. Alright, and then we'll run down from the hill and attack them. We will get the -3 from river crossing, but again, we get the +4 from the high ground, so it essentially offsets that. Let's go and attack, and then what we're going to want to do is attack this unit with the hoplites here. Again, we're attacking from the forest, so it might be better, you know, we're attacking them into the forest, and they're getting a +2 here. So what we might want to do is just let them attack us. I know we could do a lot of damage here if we attack them, but I feel like it would be better to let them attack this unit. He's in a good, strong position. Now over here, you didn't have as much of a bonus here. So they end up attacking from this way. I'm not entirely sure what the changing of direction did for them there. They're really focusing on trying to take this unit out because, again, he's out on the river, so he does have a penalty. The high ground kind of makes up for that. He's also the weaker of the 2 units. If I had known that they're going to focus so heavily on this guy, I would have put him up there instead, since he's our stronger unit. But essentially, we're really going to have to focus our archers now on attacking these guys here. So let's go ahead and have him defend, and then with this unit here, probably going to shoot at him, as I'm less worried about this unit here. So it's going to make them so weak that if they attack our unit here, which I don't know that we're going to run down the hill now. We might just sit on defense. Yeah, I think we're just going to sit on defense because they're really hitting us hard. So let's just do the defend. And this unit, while I was sitting on defense, you can see they're not really attacking them very much. So let's go ahead and do an attack here, guys. We'll take the penalties and get moving, so that we can attack this guy next turn, although we will be attacking up hill, so obviously not optimum. Who hasn't finished? This guy. There we go. So I'm hoping that the warriors here will be able to stick through this and stay alive. It looks like they're doing all right. There we go. And we destroyed all the units. Fantastic. Nice, easy battle. Didn't lose any units. That's what we want. All right, so I think everybody's moved. Let's go and enter turn. They're going to destroy that outpost this turn here. Again, it's a bummer. Yeah, quite a shame. Oh, I did forget to note a couple things, by the way.
The first ransack. I wouldn't call it elegant.
And we're being ransacked up here again by some mercenaries. That is these guys, right? Yeah, so if we can get them just into the tolerance, then we won't have any issues here. We'll get there next turn, so they might stop ransacking at that point, because it's 4 turns for them to finish. I don't know. I guess we'll see what they end up doing there. Yeah, I hope that we can get them to stop ransacking, so I don't have to rebuild that. And you can see she's back here now. She's retreating. So it looks like she was attacked by somebody and then she had to retreat. Okay, so she's there, which is good because I want to send a unit to go destroy that army until she gets out of our territory. She's now saying she's interested in this territory, but it doesn't matter because we're going to get it back. But I don't know where those independent peoples went. So let's go ahead and get the outpost set up again. And we're just going to keep on setting up in the same place. It's unfortunate that we keep losing it. And we just got to get these independent peoples here messed up. Oh, wait a minute. They were annexed by the Huns. I don't know if they attacked them or... They might have just straight up annexed them. I think that's what happened. So we now have the Huns down here. And so we've got to prioritize grabbing this up. And that also means we won't be able to attack down here until we're ready to attack the Huns. But one of the things I wanted to show you guys is, you know, we've already looked at the heads up markers here. You know, these are, you know, people saying that they're interested in a trade good or in a particular territory, that they want to take that territory. There's also 2 other ones that I think you only get if they're allied. I've only seen them when you're allied with somebody, so I believe it's only your allies that will do these 2. And these are the defend markers, you know, telling your ally telling you to defend something, and these are the attack markers. So our ally here, because remember we did ally with her last episode, she wants us to attack Babylon. She's saying we need to strike here. And so I think she'd very much support a war against the Babylonians. And that would work out for us because we want to take this territory here. We have a few things we need to do before we're really ready to conflict, do more conflict. We need to deal with her. And then most importantly, while we still can, we need to get them annexed. We have enough points with them now, and the problem is that we don't have the influence. So I want to do this ASAP, as soon as we can. So we're not going to spend any influence until after we start the assimilation there. Alright, so these guys still got movement points left here, so let's go ahead and... We want to stay in our own territory so we can heal up. We're not in our territory right now, actually, so we're going to have to enter our territory over here. I do want to get an outpost set up over there, but I think it can wait, hopefully, while we heal. In fact, what we might end up doing... What is this army composed of? Okay, it's one archer unit. What do we got here? Because I think this army isn't fantastic. What we might do is go ahead and just send these guys over this way. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do, and then they can go deal with this army up here. Yeah, I think that'll work out fine. So yeah, that's what we'll do. So we'll send him up there. I was going to do it the other way around, but I think it'd be easier for him to get in here. This also lets this unit continue moving while healing. So yeah, we'll start heading north with that unit. So we finished up the construction of the iron mine, so we now have the ability to rank up these units here to upgrade them. It's only 45 gold to change them into swordsmen, so we're going to do that with both of these units. Make them a little bit better. That's actually quite a bit better. 7 more combat strength here. They are more expensive though, so we're making less gold per turn. I think food is probably the main issue right now. So I mean, we're not getting a lot. At the moment, we already have all of our farmers filled out as well, and the population is going to grow in 1 turn, or excuse me, in 8 turns. So we'll likely have some food issues soon. So let's want to get another farmer's quarter built. Remember, they do want us to build them here because this is the best location as far as the most food. But because we have the marble here, which gives either industry or money bonuses, and then we already have the industrial districts all up along this way. This is going to be our industrial sector because remember, we do get those river bonuses a bit later for industry, while we continue to build our farms over here on this side. And you can see that we're making more and more food with each farm that we get as they boost the farms next to them. So we're getting 8 food right there. It'll get higher, guys, eventually. We could also have built it over here, I suppose. I guess we can take a look and see if that would have been higher, because we just kind of want the most food that we can get. Yeah, not quite yet. There's just no other farms to give them bonuses. So yeah, it's still, right here is still the best location. So we'll get that done in 4 turns. And we still have the ransacking over here. But I think that was from this turn, so hopefully they'll stop that. I don't know, though. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if they'll stop the ransacking, because, it says that they're not going to attack us anymore. Yeah, because we're intolerant. But yeah, I don't know if that's going to stop the ransacking. Also, looks like we got another Persian army over here. Okay, so that's a problem, because they could easily attack us here. Now, if we took this territory and then connected it to Thebes or Cairo, officially making it part of one of those 2 cities and making it part of our empire, then she would not be able to attack that and just take it from us. She could come into our territory still because she's expansionist, but she wouldn't be able to take it from us without declaring war. So that'd be one thing to do, but that takes influence. And as I said, I think priority should be annexing this one right here. That's not... I don't know why the game does this. This is not correct. This is from this is from them, I believe. Yeah, this is like their one. I'm not sure why it does that. I've noticed it happen a couple times now, though. Like you're still locked on to how it looks over there. It's not showing you the right display here. I'm not entirely sure why it does that. I think it's just a bug. It needs to be fixed. But yeah, this is not correct here. And I don't even know how to get access to the right one. Like, how do you... I'm not entirely sure how you get access to the right one. Yeah, it's just not working. I mean, we can't annex them yet. We don't have the 400 influence. Anyways, but yeah, that's not correct. All right, so with these guys here, remember we do have the scout in this army, so it's not one of our more powerful armies. Just because we have the scouts, they're not a great unit. And we might want to send the scouts somewhere else, maybe to grab this territory. Oh, yeah, that's right, we can't spend any influence. So what we'd want to do is use this army here to destroy any unit that they send here. Now, I'm not entirely sure how much it costs influence-wise. 110, we just can't spend that right now, since we already have something we want to buy. So what we'd want to do is just stop anybody from settling here. Attack them. especially if it's the Huns. Alright, so I'm not entirely sure where she went, but we're going to keep on going over this way, because she left once before, and then she came back as she was on the retreat. Alright, so it's going to end her turn. We're really going to try and make some progress here in this episode. It was kind of slow progress in the last two because of the war. And of course, she'll continue to forgive us for any grievances.
Speak.
Alright, so the Persians have claimed a frontier at our border. Oh, okay, they claimed that one. Alright, so yeah, we're going to demand that one. And of course, we can also demand more money from the trespassing. We're going to demand that one.
Demand for reparations
And
is justified. Think carefully.
And there's going to be like so many cuts in this video. There's been a lot of cars going by, and also an ambulance just went by. So yeah, we're going to demand this. And so these are now all of our current demands. You can see that war is already seeming inevitable with them. But yeah, they have settled there, which we absolutely don't want them there, but we particularly don't want them over here. We might just end up destroying that. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to end up doing. I don't know if that's where that army went. Seems like they might be up there. So yeah, let's go ahead and get these guys continuing to move. We'll move a little bit at a time, just in case we find them somewhere else in our lands. Yeah, there's nobody over here. So we'll start moving up towards that direction, and then we're going to come in here and again just kind of maybe sit up on this hill here and just make sure that nobody settles. Try and stop them and destroy them if they do. Alright, so we should be able to click on this and see, yeah. So you know we're at 100 here, and we just need the 400 influence. Just going to take some time to get, unfortunately. We need to step up influence production. Now, this gives us, I think, a little bit here. We did get the philosophy research. So that's going to give us a 1+ city cap, and also the ability to get research quarters and to get schools. So this is a very, science-heavy technology. So that'll be helpful for us. Now let's go and see what we want to get next. Mounted warfare would take a while, but horsemen would be useful if we had one more horse. We could upgrade all of our scouts to horsemen. I actually had somebody ask, if you disband a unit, will the population go back into the city? And it does. So if we were to disband our scouts, that'd be one way of getting one more population unit in those cities. However, scouts upgrade to horsemen, so I was keeping them around so that we could just upgrade them and not have to produce more. Could go in and get the harbor, so then we could start getting ships and do some exploring with those. That would always be helpful. We have quite a few options. This is the 2+ food and industry on the river, which remember we have built with that in mind, that we're going to be getting these two. So we do want to get that. Another 20+ stability from aqueducts would be nice as well. Fishing is only going to take 2 turns, so we're going to grab that up, and it's a nice source of food. Also, we just got a new Aerostar, the science one, for getting 13 techs. So we're at 3 stars right now. Still pretty far behind, guys. And this isn't our fame. Now, we do have more stars than a lot of the countries here, but yeah, we're gonna probably get to the age a little bit late. All right, so let's just go up here, and then we'll just station them so that they can destroy anybody that goes in that area. And then, yeah, this army is just going to continue moving up here, I think. We'll go up on this little hill here to see if we can find that army. Nah, still haven't found them. I assume that's them, but it would took them a while to get up there, you'd think. We get our farming quarter this turn here. Gonna boost the food there. Are we still being raided over here? Did they stop? No, they didn't stop raiding us. So they absolutely did raid it. That's a real bummer. That was that notification right there. Answered my question for us. So yeah, that's a bummer. Even though we had gotten them where they should not attack us anymore. They were already, doing the ransacking, so it didn't stop it. But now we should be okay to go ahead and build this. It is 55 influence though, and we can't spend it, even for the gems there, because I want to get this done, guys. I feel like it's pretty important that we get this done. Again, we're seeing the wrong values here. So let's go ahead and start moving up here. We'll go in the forest first. Although, whoa, wait a minute. He won't do it. Damn it. Something goody there. Some goody there to try and boost our science. We're going to have to go back for that, actually, because I think it's pretty important. It'll give us some influence, too. So we knocked out construction of our unique district here, getting another influence point each turn and some more science. That's going to let us get this tech a lot quicker, as you can already see. So let's go and see what we want to get next. I'm really thinking walls, considering our location here not being great. I think walls are going to be necessary. It's unfortunate we have to spend it on that right now when we need so many other things, and it does take so long to build the walls too, because we just don't have very high production. I almost want to go ahead and get more food here just so we can get a higher population and then build those walls a lot quicker. Or even get in a maker's quarter so we can start working on that, try and get that production up. This would actually end up result in us getting quite a bit of production. But let me see how much a maker's quarter would grant. 11. So we'd actually get more if we just constructed the forge real quick. You know what? I think we're going to do that, guys. Let's get the forge, because we're going to get a lot, because we have 2 sources of the copper, so that's 10. And then plus you're going to get another 1+ production there. So yeah, I think we're going to get this real quick, just so we can make the walls faster. Because yeah, 7 turns spending on walls that don't really help us unless we're at war. Yeah, I'd prefer to get that constructed a little bit faster. Alright, so food's a little bit better here. Not too shabby. Let's go ahead and... we should have got this. This would have boosted the food a lot more. So let's go and grab that. Just try and build Cairo up. It's 14 population. Could be a lot higher. But again, we've been so focused on military affairs now for some time. And let's go back and grab this here. We got 80 gold, so we didn't get the science. Alright, so that's kind of a shame. I was hoping for the science and the influence. We can use the gold. Gold is always helpful. Do we have any more units that need to be upgraded? I don't think so. I think we upgraded all our swordsmen. Let me just take a look at this one here. Yeah, there's nothing or nobody left to upgrade right now. So we just want to like rush buildings, I think. Let's see what we want to get here, because they got that constructed in just 1 turn. Really stepping up the food. 33 food. That's a lot more. So that helped us out quite a bit. And I think what we're going to do now is go ahead and boost some production, because yeah, this would only be 1 turn. Stability's fine. Not too worried about that. So yeah, I think we're going to boost the production up, guys. So we're going to get... I'm not sure which one of these is going to be worth more for us. Probably this one. That's usually worth more. Just kind of depends on how many forests and mountains and such that you have. So we did finish up getting the fishing tech. Could go ahead and do selling next. No point on really doing that though until we have some harbors. So we'll wait to get that, get something over here instead. So I think one of the most useful ones for us next would probably be rhetoric, so we can get more influence building the theater, get 1+ science for the library. So that'd probably be the most useful one, but it is 9 turns to get that. So let's get something that's a little bit quicker, which would be this one. Because again, I think this would help us out quite a bit too. Alright, so we'll get that researching. And I think we're ready to end our turn. Now, we can build 1 more city, which would be super useful, because a lot of our territory is not in a city, and thus not really helping us that much. However, we're not doing that because, again, we're waiting on the influence, and all that costs influence. Again, influence here in the early game, not so much the mid game, because influence can become pretty abundant. I think in my current campaign that I'm playing, I'm in the industrial age, so both of our cities got population. And Zao has become a merchant, which if you want to see what that does, you look over here. It says, while having this badge, nodes along its owner's trade routes provide vision within a radius which increases with the level of the badge. What we might want to do is actually use our money to buy some of her trade goods, like her iron or her horses. We actually need the horses, so I think that might be what we do. It'll open up what we can build. We can also instead get gemstones, although it doesn't look like we can afford either of those. So how much would these cost? The iron would be 168. I don't know if there's anything limiting us. If we need 2 iron for. The horses would only be 86, so let's go and buy that. We'll wait to get the iron. Like, I know there's certain things that need the 2 horses. Well, I don't know of anything that needs the 2 iron right now. So she's engaging with these independent peoples here. And she forgave one of our grievances. And so yeah, we want to get another city going. Now, I haven't mentioned this yet, but we could go over the city cap. This is like a soft cap. It's not a hard cap. It's not the only... It doesn't mean you can only get 2 cities or only 3 cities or whatever. It's a soft cap. There's a penalty if you go over it. and it's based off of how far above you go. So if you build one city above, it costs 10 influence per month, which in like the mid game is nothing, absolutely nothing. As I was saying in my current campaign where I'm in the industrial age, I'm earning like 1200 influence per turn, and I have like a stack of like 60,000 influence. So it can become really, really abundant right around the mid game, really, depending on how you focus on things. So 10 influence per turn is nothing. So there's no reason why you can't go over the city cap. But here, just looking at, our current influence gain, that would be 25% of our influence. So it's a pretty big penalty here in the early game. But it gets more and more expensive the further you go above it. I'm not sure the next cost. I think 2 cities above it is like 120 influence per turn or something like that. It's a lot more. So it's very much a soft cap that you can go above if you want. We're just not doing it because influence is so important right now. And yeah, we're going to go and attack this location and destroy it. She's not allowed to have it. We did finish up the stoneworks production, and we're really starting to step up our industry here. We're at 176 now. So you can see we're going to build things much quicker. And I think we're going to forgo going with this one for right now, and instead get something for the science here. In fact, let's go and pull production, one of our population units here, and put them onto the science, so we're going to get that done a little bit faster. And I'm actually thinking about going one more over, maybe in another one, because it's not really affecting it here too bad. So yeah, really start pumping into the science, and then that's what we're going to do with the buildings as well. I don't know if we have any science districts yet. I think this counts as a science district. Yeah, counts as a research quarter. So we'd get the bonus from that. But yeah, we just don't have enough science districts, I think, to justify getting that. And this would only get us 1 more science per scientist, which would only be 3. So really, that's not a lot right now. Probably not the best way to go, honestly. I think what we're going to do instead is go ahead and get another district going. And I think we're going to do our unique district while we still can. And we can get it over here, which give us some nice science bonuses in this particular location. Or we could do it over here. Now you see that we're not going to get as much science over here as what we'll get in this one location here. Now I was thinking these were going to be money down here. So this would be money and this would be production along this side. A lot of production in this area. So I think we'll just go right here, and it's not going to be a very science heavy district, I don't think. So yeah, it doesn't really matter where we put it. We'll just put it in the place that gives us the most. And it also gives you, more influence. So yeah, going to get that going, kind of step up our influence production.
Where have you been?
And yeah, she bought our copper, access to our copper. Again, we won't buy access to our iron yet until we actually see something we need a second iron for. Let's go and start ransacking this. Get rid of that, get 67 gold from it as well. And I was looking to see if I needed, if I could race anything. That'd be 1421. I probably wouldn't spend it over here anyway. Not that we have enough money, so let's just go and end our turn. Yeah, really not much that we have to do here. So it looks like, okay, so they just reached the medieval era, and they have chosen the English, so that will not be an option for us. The English are an agrarian society. They got some nice stuff. So I think that might be the first one that's been taken. The Celts here are just going into the classical era, and they kept their traditions. We'll have to take a look, see if anybody else has been snatched yet.
Wonderful.
And I don't want to look at that. All right, so let's do that now. While I'm thinking about it, because I'm not sure. Yeah, just the English, it looks like, is the only one that has been snatched up. These are all the cultures that are available. Again, no point on looking at them until we know what choices will still be left. By the time we get there, because we're still pretty far away, sitting at 3 turns here. 3 stars. So we've gotten the forge constructed, stepping up the industry here. So that'll be helpful. Let's go for food, guys. Yeah, I think we should get some food items. And this would probably be the best one for us, since we do have the extra food there. We do have the extra horses. I don't really like where stability's at, so eventually we're going to need to fix that by building the public fountain. But for right now, we'll just go and get the food, get the animal barns. And she's just telling us she's interested in that. Got it, because she's trading for that. All right, so we're at the influence. We might have been there last turn. So we're going to go ahead and assimilate them.
You have added an independent people to your empire.
And so now this is actually a city.
Greater than the sum of its parts.
Which I don't want it to be a city. I'd prefer to just absorb it, but that's not an option because we don't have that tech. And so what I think we're going to do is use what we learned, that we can destroy it. Now we'll lose the population here. So what we might want to do is go ahead and construct another unit, though we've got a bunch of units now. Our army just increased in size significantly. Now we still have to get all these upgraded too. We got a lot of hoplites now. Yeah, we can upgrade him as well. I mean, yeah, we are much more powerful at this point. Yeah, this is going to be helpful. We don't have anybody to upgrade there, so yeah, I think we're just going to use the money for upgrading these units here. And I think we might also have one of these spearmen go into Cairo. So we have another population there. It could also use them in Thieves, I suppose. But I prefer putting everything at the capital. So I think that's what we're going to do, guys. Is just get rid of one of them rather than upgrade them. And, oops. I'm going to take him out. And just move him over here. Oh, I hit the wrong button. There we go. Also, that got us the agrarian stars. We're at 4 stars now. And so what we'll want to do with this population before we destroy it, I think, is go ahead and create another unit. At the very least, we get to move them over there. Because, yeah, if we destroy the outpost here, then, yeah, we're going to lose. Yeah, we'll lose everything here. Now, as far as what they have completed, it looks like they've only been working on districts. Yeah, they've been working on districts. Research quarters, market quarters, a lot of stuff here. Alright, so yeah, that'll help us once we do build something here. Or once we take advantage of the outpost here and add it to our city. So yeah, let's just go and build something to get to make use of the population. I want to do something that's kind of quick. I'm thinking like, could do the scout riders here because it's only 2 turns. Yeah, I think that might be what we end up doing. Their production is garbage here. Let's go and actually do this here. And they'll lose 1 population in 2 turns anyway. So yeah, we'll just produce 1 unit. And then we'll get rid of the location here. So 2 turns to get a scout rider. Which, compared to the scout, doesn't really have much more combat strength. But he does have 2 more movement points. That's kind of his bonus here. So yeah, it's just quicker. So we'll get that done. Could make a swordsman as well, I suppose, instead. But that would take a bit longer. Now, normally the swordsman is overall better than the spearman, which the hoplite replaces. But, you know, they're better against the cavalry. But since we have the hoplites, the unique unit, there's really no reason to ever get swordsmen. So yeah, we'll just build a scout rider. He's a faster scout, essentially. And then with these guys here, let's go and start upgrading them. With whatever money we can do. So we won't be able to get these 2 upgraded just yet. And then so we're going to be attacking down there. We're going to want more units down there. We do need something over here for protecting against the Persians. So we'll want some units down here. Especially protecting like outposts. And then we need units over here as well for when we invade into Babylon, or once we start invading Babylon. And that also protects us here. So I think that's what we're going to end up doing. Let's go ahead and move these 2 units over here. And then these guys, we're going to want to put at least one of them in here because we do have this scout, which, you know, obviously isn't really good at combat. Just trying to see where we want to move him. You can see that they're pushing down this way as well, so we've got to get over there. Yeah, I think that's going to be the next war rather than with the Persians, which is not what I was expecting. So yeah, let's go ahead and separate this scout here. And I'm not entirely sure where we're going to put him yet. There's not really anywhere where a scout would be all that useful. And we can't go in her territory, so we can't explore. I guess we'll explore that area up there. So we haven't done that yet. Kind of see what's all on our lands. This is our territory. We should at least know what's here, right? So yeah, we'll get him moving over to there. And then with these units here, we'll probably have... we need somebody going that way. Like a hoplite going that way, perhaps. This swordsman we'd probably want to replace with a hoplite. Okay. So this is what we'll want to do. Let's separate one of the hoplites so he can join that army. And then these 2, one of them goes down here. You know what? They'll probably both go down here. And then we'll take the swordsman out, since again, he's not as good. And then he'll protect this area up along here for right now. Just so we can't be attacked from that direction. Let's kind of set up some defenses here. Some defensive units. Alright, so who's left to move? So this guy we're having coming up over towards this army here. So just a lot of movement with these new units we just got here. And I thought I told this guy to go somewhere, didn't I? I could have swear I told him to go that way. Oh yes, we still have this unit here that needs to be gotten rid of. So let's go ahead and disband him. You see our current population here in Cairo is at 16. We'll disband him, and it goes up to 17. Now, I think he went into the industry, and I suppose that's fine. We'll try and get that constructed a little bit quicker. All right, let's go and enter turn. A lot of unit movement right now. Just kind of moving everything around, changing up the composition of our armies. She feels differently about us. She's sullen now. We are more powerful than them. Everybody's opinion will change of us as our army gets bigger. And we just increase the size of our army significantly. Now we have an event here, the Descendant of Kings. A filthy, wretched man has come to your empire claiming to be a descendant of one of the ancient rulers of, I don't know how to pronounce that, Moche or Moke. Without fear, in front of your whole court, he boldly tells you that his people are owed great restitution for the grave offenses you carried out against his ancestors. However, he is willing to forgo this redress on the condition you fulfill a divine prophecy and let him lead Moke. He promises that fulfilling the prophecy will see riches come to the city. Deny him, and he promises to bring war or famine to your empire. What is your choice? Well, that happened quite quickly, didn't it? We just annexed him last turn. So this would move us towards collectivism. This is redress. This would result in us being able to move faster. Just giving restitution will be shared among all descendants, many who bravely fight in our armies. We can exceed, which will increase our world view. His talk of prophecies will hamper rational thought, but commerce will flourish. In which case we will lose science but gain money. Or we can belittle him, also moving us towards internationalism. To amuse the court, we will ridicule the man and send him on his way. Prophecy pa. So we get the increased stability on Cairo. Okay. I think we're going to do, stability's not really necessary. 15 turns is going to help us that much right now. And I don't want to be, we're going to do the redress. And just let our units move faster, I suppose. Yeah, we'll do that one. All right, so we need to get another tech selected. I think this is the one we just got. All right, so let's see what we want next. Obviously, we haven't gotten the selling yet. It wouldn't really benefit us. I think we might go with this one. Attaching outposts for cheaper would be helpful. Yeah, I'm considering to get that one. More money for ransacking would be helpful, and the horsemen would be nice, since we can actually get those now, and we can upgrade our scouts. So that would be a decent option, because we do have like 3 scouts still sitting around. So that would be pretty good. Another option would be to get the rhetoric, which I think would be really good for us too. Yeah, there's some great bonuses here for us. You know what? Let's go ahead and go for the rhetoric. We'll get that first. Because, yeah, it's much cheaper than it was before at 6 turns. So 1 more turn to get that building constructed. 2 more in Thieves. We got another Builder Star. Excellent. So we're at 5 stars now. Alright, so that's fantastic. And we were able to successfully ransack that for 67 gold. And now she wants a payment, which I don't care what she wants. Alright, so let's go and start moving back. We do want to grab this outpost here. So let's just go here and then we'll have him merge with them. Oh yeah, we'd have to pull out one of the units first, wouldn't we? And we won't be able to do that yet because he doesn't have any movement points. So let's have him go over here for now. She's saying she's interested in that, so I really feel like we need to grab this location here. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what we're doing here. So we finished constructing that. Let's go ahead and ransack this then. We'll get 14 gold. We'll do it in 1 turn and get rid of the city there. Alright, we're going to have them merge with this unit here, and this will be the composition of the army that will be attacking them as soon as we are ready. hopefully that'll be enough units. But we also have to protect against an attack from the Persians. I keep wanting to call them the Assyrians. We also want to make sure that we can protect against the Persians in case they attack us while we're engaged with this other conflict. So that's the reason why we're sending those units over there. And yeah, this guy's just going to skip his turn for now. We're not happy with our current money per turn right now, so let's go ahead and get a market quarter constructed. And as I said before, this is going to be our market district right here. Might eventually get one down here somewhere. But for right now, it's going to be right here. Alright, so he'll have that done in one turn, so there's really not anything I think that we could build in one turn. It doesn't really matter what we do here. We'll just do that. The first calendar. The invention of the calendar heralded a glorious day in the Empire's history. Now with 2 major cities and numerous farming affairs needing to be harmonized across the land, it is time to standardize this calendar. Traders must have an easy means of synchronizing their activities. But what means do you wish to track the days? So we can do it by solar or lunar. The only effect here is whether it's moving you towards progress or toward tradition, which this will be the final point we need to get into the next category. We'll be losing stability in all cities, +5 is what we're going to lose here, to get an extra 5% on the science for a total of 10%. So we're going to go with the solar one. Just kind of help us research a little bit faster. Alright, so it's going to end your turn. That has been destroyed, so we'll have to build a new one here. We have an army for doing that. And we gained a little bit of money from that as well. And we got a grievance over here. The Huns annexed a city that we were involved in. Okay, so that's fine. That's just another area we're going to be attacking now. So another reason why we need another army up here. We can demand this location, but I think we'd probably end up giving it to her. So I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're going to let her have it. I assume she'll demand it. So we'll just renounce this one, guys, and let our ally have that. That's more in her sphere of influence anyways, in my opinion. And we have enough territory that we still got to integrate, so we're going to renounce it this time.
Badly, but
we have another grievance that's available here, though. Trespassing on her, and we will be making this demand. Get more money. Every time she trespasses, we get more money from her. I think she's just trying to go to her own territory, but who knows exactly what she's doing. Alright, so we need to get these guys changed out here. So with this unit here, we're going to set up... We're going to use that unit there to set up an outpost here. Though we do need an outpost here as well, and it's more important, so we'll get this outpost set up first. It's 6 and 13 there for a total of 19. That's 19 as well. Often the best location is where they tell you. But again, we'll continue to check just in case. You never know. But I really want to be up here on this hill. I kind of like that idea of being up here, having something, another, I guess, city center, administration center, I think is what it's called, close here. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do, guys. And this is clearly the best location for that, where it was already located. And that gets rid of the ruins, too. I find that ruins sometimes can break the game. It seems like it does, to me. Like, what happens is you have a ruin there, and then you can remove the ruin with your city. You remove it so it's not located there anymore because you can't work the ruin provinces, the ruin tiles. And so you remove the ruin, but it doesn't replace what was there before that, the production of the food or the gold or whatever was in that tile. That's what I've discovered. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that. Yeah, every time I remove the ruin, I expect I'm going to get the tile back for use, and it doesn't. It doesn't give it to me. And so it's just anytime you have ruins there, which you can get a lot of ruins, because like if a city's destroyed or you know, like independent peoples disappear, all of their districts will become ruins, all their stuff. And so you can have like ruins just stretching across an entire territory, and then it just makes the territory useless. I don't know if anybody's experienced that. It seems like a bug to me though. So maybe it's just an isolated one in my current playthrough, or I'm not sure. But yeah, it's been a problem. So we don't need to be up here. We have our ally up here. So this army here is likely going to come help out this way, though we have a lot of units over there compared to how many we have here. So I might have threw too many in this direction. I guess we need some over here. So that might be what we want to do, is switch these out. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Send 2 units down this way, for protecting thieves, so we don't lose that again. Have like an army over here with a couple units for defending. Yeah, that's the way we'll do it. And we'll just kind of split them up here. So let's go ahead and take one of them. Oh, we're already set to move here. That's what the issue here. They already moved used all their movement points as well. Let's go ahead and upgrade them to hoplites if we have the money for it. And then we'll just take one scout. And then have him go right there. And so yeah, we'll have like one scout and one hoplite over here. And one scout and one hoplite over here. Again, you don't normally have to have this many units for defending. The reason why we're doing it though is because we're going to be, already in a war with the what are they called? The Huns? With the Huns. And I don't want the Persians attacking us because that would be the perfect time for them to do that. We're not going to have enough influence yet. We need 120. So not sure we're going to settle just yet. We'll just leave it as is for now. And just have him skip his turn. And then this army is going to be moving over here. Well, I'm like so hungry, man. My stomach is like growling. And the worst part is I don't even get to eat after this. I gotta go to the gym. I don't eat anytime near when I go to the gym. It just always makes me really sick. I typically try to go to the gym when I haven't eaten like at least 3 hours. But usually like 4 or 5 hours before I go to the gym. Just, I don't know. I always feel sick whenever I work out after eating. And so yeah, I don't eat for quite some time before I go to the gym. I'm not sure what we want to get here just yet. We have 3 of these population going into the farm. So I think we're going to keep that so we can continue growing quickly. Food's all right, so we don't have to build a farmer's quarter just yet. I might even get more food from the harbor. Kind of depends. The stability's pretty low here. So we wouldn't even be able to get a district without getting pretty low. So what we might want to go do is get the public fountain. Yeah, I think that... Oh, you know what? We still haven't built the stone walls. And it's still 7 turns. Yeah, that's right. We've been getting all this stuff here, and I need to get the walls. Okay, we're going to do the walls first, guys. Just because I don't want thieves. If it does get attacked, I want to be able to defend it as best as possible. Alright, so we're not going to end our turn, because this is actually the end of the episode. We need to get this location added to Cairo. So this will be 430. And that'll get Cairo up to three territories. Eventually want to get up to like 5 or 6 is what I like my capital having. I like my capital to be kind of big. So we'll add this one here. And then I'm not sure what the next territory that would be added to make it look nice. You could do this one here. Once we built an outpost there, which we haven't done just yet. We still have to build outposts in both of these 2 locations. So could add this one and then this one. Could add one of these 2 here. Or you could add this one here. I'd love to hear you guys' input. Which one do you think? There's names, of course, for these locations that have outposts. Let's kind of show you the names. And then there's the 2 that don't have names. What do you think the 5th territory that should be added to Cairo should be? This one, this one, this one, or this one? Love to hear you guys' input as far as how it looks and also what you're getting from it. So these ones has some strategic resource we don't know about. This has horses right here. This also has ebony. These ones have 2 ebony. And there's nothing really here, but it's nice to have it up here on the north where we can build. Consider the fact that, I guess it's not that important. And as far as what we do with our next city, there's a lot of options. We could build it down here, or you could build it right here so you can, in one of these 2, so you can add these together since they neighbor each other. Yeah, there's a lot of options as far as where we're going to build the 3rd city. But influence is the issue right now, guys. We don't have influence to do any of the things that we want to do. Again, very important resource here in the early game. I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I do hope to see you guys on the next one. And thanks for watching.